processing and the technology. Welcome. So if you are interested in our machine, you can contact us, or if you have any question, you can send me a message, and our project manager can contact you. Welcome. Welcome to Henan Jinrui Food Company live showing room. Today, I will show you about our company introduction, and then show about cassava starch processing and the technology. So now, if you have a question, you can send a message. Our project manager will contact you. And when I saw the message, I can reply. So now the first part, I will introduce you about our company. Our company name, our head company we called Doing Holdings, and we are Henan Jinrui Food Company. Here are 4 parts about our company. The first is our company introduction. Our head company called Doing Holdings, and we established from 2011. And on 2016, we set up our own factory to manufacturing different machines. For now, we have four subsidiaries, and we have 2 kinds of machinery. The first kind is environmental machines, and the second we call is food processing machines. For the environmental machines, we have waste tire refining machine, and waste plastic separating machine. And for food processing, we have cassava processing machine and palm oil processing machine. Now we have our branch in Nigeria. Okay, yeah, this one is our factory. From 2016, we have our own factory to manufacturing different machines. Here is our new factory. Okay, this is our company. We are mainly do cassava processing and sweet potato starch processing machines. For cassava machine, we can do garri machine, cassava flour machine, cassava starch, cassava chips, and for the potato and sweet potato, both starch machines. Here are some installation pictures and some customer visiting pictures. And this one is another oil processing, like the palm oil and different vegetable oil. And here is the environmental machines. This one can process solid or hazardous waste treatment, like the waste tire refining. And this is another environmental machine, the metal and plastic separating machine. This is some certifications about our factory.
有买家进入直播间了。
Some patents about the technology. Here are some samples in our factory. Sample machines to process different machines, like the laser. Okay, then here, this is our workshop, factory workshop, our team. Here is our boss, chairman. Our chairman worked on Alibaba before set up our company. And here are our different department colleagues. our domestic sales team, and our e-commerce team and IT team. Here are part of engineering team. Engineers can design the different drawings. Here is our production team. Here are some cases, project cases. And this one is we did in China, south of China, or 5 tons per hour input sweet potato starch machine. Here are some installation pictures. And this one is we did in China, or 35 tons input per hour potato starch project. This one was in Indonesia, or 12 tons input per hour cassava starch machine. This one was we did in Nigeria, or cassava starch project, and this one was in Tanzania, the cassava flour processing project, the 4 ton per hour input. This one in DR Congo, a fufu flour project. And this one was we did in Uganda, or 4 ton per hour cassava flour project. Here are some customs visiting pictures. We have some Europe custom and some Africa customs. Here are some delivery pictures. You can see for the wooden box, for the spare part, we will package it by wooden box, and we'll touch or list to avoid anything missing. And then we will delivery machine in our factory or in the port. In our factory, we will ask the container arrive our factory, then we load the machine. Here are some installation pictures, mainly in Africa. Okay, so above this are our company introduction, and then I will show you about cassava starch processing machine and technology. So before I introduce the different machine details, let's check our video together. This is our 3D video about cassava starch processing line. Our cassava starch machine processes fresh cassava tubers to extract inside the starch. So it's industrial scale. Like you can see the complete processing line. There are 3 parts: the cleaning part, processing, and drying. 3 parts. Process fresh cassava tubers. So in the video, you can see first we use the forklift to move cassava to this hopper, the feeding hopper, and then transport by the belt conveyor to the first cleaning step. This is the first cleaning machine. We called dry sieve because cassava are long and big, so we use this to remove some sand and impurities firstly.
有买家进入直播间
And
了
the。second cleaning machine, pedal washing machine. After washing, next is processing part. After washing, this is grinding. This is grinding part. We designed 2-stage grinding. The first use the cutter to cut cassava to small pieces. Then use this one we call the rasper machine to grate cassava. to the slurry. Because cassava are long and irregular, so we designed a two-stage grating machine. After rasper, there is a pool collect the cassava slurry.
有买家进入直播间了。
After grinding this one to separate fibers, separate starch and fibers, we called centrifuge sieve. Centrifuge sieve to separate fibers and starch. After the first centrifuge, then the slurry will made, then the fibers will made to the second, the third, and the fourth to separate again. We're trying to extract fibers starch, because you know some starch will contain in the fibers. And this one we called fine fiber machine to separate some fine fibers again. After separating fibers, next we called the desanding. This is the desander to remove some sand. Concerned cassava are irregular, so we use this one to ensure final starch quality. After descending, this one, hydrocyclone. Hydrocyclone group was used to separate proteins and do refining for the starch milk. After this, you can get pure and good quality starch milk. This is the inside structure. And this one, the cassava slurry will input from the middle, and then protein and the starch will be separate by the rotary. This hydrocyclone group we can design from 10 sets to the 18 sets according customers' requirement. If you need different quality cassava starch, we can design different set, like 12 sets or 15 sets or 18 sets. After the hydrocyclone, you can get the pure and high quality starch milk. After hydrocyclone, next step was dewatering. So this is a middle storage tank. The pump squeezes the slurry to the pillar centrifuge to dewatering, remove the moisture. After remove moisture, the wet starch moisture about 38%, and then enter the drying machine. This is our dryer. We call it flash dryer. The wet starch enter the tube and the heat source. It will do heat exchange in the tube. Concerned after drying, the starch is hot, so This is the second we call the cooling system. Cooling system. Cooling system normally designed in high capacity cassava starch processing line. After drying, so this is the sieving, and then finally package. This is the package machine. This is the control room. And normally, some customer will require us to design the PLC control system for them. Then they can control the machine in the control room to check the working situation. Okay, so now we already finished the 3D video about cassava starch processing. So let me show you some machine details. So if you have any question, you can send a message. I can introduce for you. Or if you are interested in cassava starch processing, you can contact us. We can recommend a suitable machine for you according to your capacity plan. You can see we mainly do cassava processing, potato and sweet potato processing machine. Okay, so now I will introduce about cassava starch machine introduction. Okay, this is a flow chart about cassava starch processing. You can see the first from the fresh cassava tubers, and then the dry sieve and the washer to clean cassava. Next to grinding cassava used by the cutting machine. Cut cassava. Okay. Cut cassava and then grinding. So next to separate fibers and separate protein to refining about the starch milk. Next is dewatering and the drying. Okay, let's go on. This is our complete processing line from the hopper, belt conveyor, cleaning part,
有买家进入直播间
processing
了。
part, and dewatering and the final drying. So you can see our machine mainly in industrial scale. But for the gari processing or cassava flour processing machine, we have some small scale. It's good for beginners. So if you are interested, you can contact us. Okay, from another 3D flow chart. Okay, here this is the processing flow chart. The cleaning part, the processing, and finally the drying. So let's see together about to learn more clear about cassava starch processing. Yeah, so if you are interested in cassava processing, you can contact us. Our project manager will contact you to recommend a suitable machine for you. Okay, first let's see the cleaning part. Firstly, we use, like here, this is a forklift, and to move cassava to this hopper. And then here, this one is the belt conveyor. After the belt conveyor transport cassava to the first cleaning part, we call the dry sieve. It's used to remove some sand and impurities, because when you harvest from cassava farm, cassava has some stone or some grass mixed up together. So use this one to separate. And then next to washing, we could paddle washing machine to do a water clean. So two-stage clean. After the cleaning, next to the processing. The fresh cassava will put to the grinding part. The first is cutting. Concerned the cassava tubers are long and big, so we designed a two-stage grinding machine. The first is cutting. Cut cassava to small pieces. And then use the rasper machine. To grate, or we call it grinding cassava completely. After the grinding, the cassava slurry will collect in the pool. And next is to separate fibers. The pump will squeeze cassava slurry to the centrifuge sieve to separate fibers by the rotary. Because in the centrifuge sieve, inside there has a mesh on the basket. So when the rotary, the fibers can't pass the mesh, but the starch slurry, because the particle is small, so it can pass the mesh. Then we can separate fibers and the starch. And after the first centrifuge sieve, and the starch will output to the next step, but the fibers will be squeezed to the second centrifuge sieve to separate again. We're trying to extract inside the starch. The same fibers will be squeezed to the second, the third, and the fourth. So normally centrifuge sieve we will design 4-stage or 5-stage according the capacity. So after separating fibers, and the next step was fine fibers machine. After fine fibers machine, next is desanding to remove some sand. After desanding, you can see next we enter the hydrocyclone to separate proteins and do refining for the starch milk. So this one was important to control final starch quality. Normally we will design from 10 set hydrocyclone group or until the 19th set hydrocyclone groups. After the hydrocyclone, next will be the dewatering. Like this one. Use centrifuge, use pillar centrifuge or the vacuum filter machine to remove the moisture. So this is the processing part. After the dewatering, next is drying. Drying part. This is the drying part drawings. You can see the wet starch will input from here. Wet starch. After
有买家进入直播间了。
will input from here. And then the screw transport to the drying tubes. Inside drying tubes. And then from here, there has the heat source. You use the hot stove or the steam boiler provide heat source. And So the heat source will input from here, and inside. So the wet starch and the hot air, they will do heat exchange. They will do heat exchange inside to get final dry starch. So you can see on our drying machine we called flash dryer. The whole drying time is very fast, and we put the fan in the bottom. That means the inside pressure is lower than the outside. Inside pressure is lower than the outside, so avoid the starch missing. Avoid the starch out. And you can see the design about the drying tubes. The thin diameter, and this is bigger, and this one, like here, is small. And this design in order to make the starch pass this tube, make the time is longer to ensure final drying effect. So after the drying, then the starch will collect from here, collect by this one. We call the cyclone. And the air will out from here, and the starch will drop down, collect and drop down. And then this is sieving. After the sieving, finally do package completely. So this is the whole and complete processing. And these are some main machine introduction. This is a hopper, the feeding hopper. It used to storage cassava tubers shortly. And in the feeding hopper, there will have a vibration device. That means when cassava put inside, and there will have a shaking. This design in order to put cassava on the belt conveyor regular. And then this is the belt conveyor to transport cassava from the hopper to the cleaning part. And this one, this is the belt, the details. We use U-shape belt. You can see it like the U-shape, and in order this design in order to has strong friction, and the cassava not easy to drop down. Avoid cassava tubers drop down.
有买家进入直播间了。
And this is another transport machine. We called is transport screw. It's normally used in potato or sweet potato starch processing, because cassava tubers are long, so this is not good in cassava processing, mainly in potato or sweet potato processing. Transport. And this is a dry sieve machine. It used to remove some sand or impurities, some grass, some sand, some stone. And this is a complete view, and this is a detail. There are two gears, the small gear and the big gear. Two gears work together to make the dry sieve balance. you can see the material, the chain. So when this dry sieve rotary, some grass or the impurities will drop down. And this one is the paddle washing machine. After the dry sieve, use this one to clean cassava again. This is the inside structure. Like this, they are paddles. When you put cassava inside, and then the paddles will move cassava to the output. Finally, the cassava will be out by the paddles, will be transported by the paddles. Like here, you can see here are some design to collect the stone. Like this, these small snaps to collect the sand. The sand will drop down. This is a whole view about the paddle washing machine. In the bottom, there are different waves, so you can open the wave. You can open the wave after a few minutes. Open different wave, and to release the dirty water. And this is a cutting machine. After cleaning, next is processing part. So this is a cutting machine. It used to cut cassava to small pieces. Like here, this one. And this one, you can see the details. Cutting machine blade details. The blade shape like a diamond, so we call the diamond blades. It's very hard enough. A special stainless steel. And the blades you can use long time. The blade material same with our knife. We use the knife cook at home. The material is same. This one you can use long time. Even if some stones mixing and broken, there has a part broken on the cutting machine, but it's okay. Because you can see the diamond blade, so it's sharp. It still can use this one to cut cassava to small pieces. The whole machine are stainless steel material. And this one, next after the cutting, we say, after cut cassava to small pieces, next enter this one, the rasper machine. To grate cassava completely. Rasper machine is the most advanced design in the market because it's a high grating rate. The grating rate can over the 96%. On the rasper, there has a magnet device. It used to avoid metal mixing in the rasper, so it can protect rasper blades. This magnet device. So you can see this is the inside structure. There has a drum. There has a, we call the roller, and on the roller there has many blades insert on the roller surface. So when the roller high-speed rotary, the blades can grate cassava completely. For the rasper machine, the 1 minute it can rotary more than 2,000 times. 1 minute, more than 2,000 times. So this is a high and most advanced technology in grating part. You can see here, this one, the working. Like this, these are the small cassava pieces, and then it will be grate. So you can see here are the cassava, we can see the cassava slurry. So you can see here, this one, you know, the rasper, the bottom mesh, it's a 2 millimeters mesh. So that means when the slurry must less 2 millimeter, it can pass the mesh and then collect in the pool. So this is the rasper machine. Of course, some customer maybe see the different grating machine, maybe the hammer mill or other grinding machine, a roller grinding machine. The difference was the grating rate, because we know cassava starch, we must grate cassava completely, and then we can try best to extract inside the starch. So the grating rate is very important in cassava starch processing. In some big capacity, cutting machine and rasper is very popular. Oh, this one. This is the blade, the rasper blades. And this here is a magnet device. You can see rasper, and on the rasper there has magnet device to avoid metal mixing in the rasper, protect the rasper blade. The rasper blade's material also a special material. We call the 16.5 Meng. And next, after the rasper, after the grinding, next is separate the fibers. This one we call the horizontal centrifuge sieve. Here is the inside structure. The fibers, you can see the fiber, like here, it has a mesh. The fibers can't pass the mesh, and the slurry particles are small, so it can pass the mesh by the high-speed rotary. Normally, this one, the horizontal centrifuge sieve, 1 minute can rotary about 1,200 times 1 minute to separate the fibers and the starch. In different capacity, this one will design 4 stage or 5 stage. For a 5 stage, in order to extract starch from the fibers, starch. Like this. These are centrifugal sieve. You can see here are 5 sets. And in the market, there have another design called vertical sieve. Vertical sieve, it has a smaller capacity. I mean, the capacity is lower than the horizontal type, and the rotary speed is also the vertical rotary speed 1 minute about 800 times. It's lower it's slower than the horizontal one. The horizontal, the max can be 1,200 times per minute. So if some customer maybe use the vertical sieve to process starch, that means if you use, process the same capacity, you need more set vertical centrifuge. You need more sets vertical sieve. But for the horizontal centrifugal sieve, maybe you need 4 units. That's okay. But if you want to use vertical sieve, you need 6 sets. That means you need more water, more it will consumption, more electricity. And the horizontal centrifugal sieve is the most advanced. Same with the Europe technology. So customer after prepare, the horizontal is more popular. And here, next after the separate fibers, this one will be next the descending step. Because cassava tubers are long and irregular, so we, in order to ensure the final starch quality, you use the desander to remove some fine sand. And in the bottom, the sand, when the slurry enters the desander, because the starch slurry and the sand, they have different gravity, so the sand will be collected in the bottom. Sand will be collected in the bottom, and then you just need to open the waves to release the sand regularly. After descending, we use this hydrocyclone to separate fibers and do refining about starch milk. This one normally we can design from 10 sets to the 19 sets. This is inside the tube's structure. Nylon 16/6 material. You can see this. When the cassava starch enters the hydrocyclone, there also the starch milk and the protein also have different gravity, so it can be separate. And the heavy part, because the protein it's light, so it will on the surface, and then the starch will drop down on the heavy part. And this one we call the pillar centrifuge. After the hydrocyclone, the next is pillar centrifuge to remove the moisture. After the pillar centrifuge, final moisture about 38%.
有买家进入直播间了。
After the pillar centrifuge, next was the flash dryer. We called negative. We use negative pressure to design the flash dryer. That means the inside pressure is lower than the outside, so it's not easy to have leaking. The cassava starch not easy come out. and the drying tubes have big and small, the different size drying tubes, in order to ensure final drying effect. And next, after the drying, next is the sieving. After the drying, the final moisture, the final starch moisture about is 14%. And this is the sieving to separate big and small particles. After the sieving, can do package. Like this. This is big packaging machine. You can get 25 kg per bag or 50 kg per bag. And like this, these are electric control cabinet. And some customer will require us design the PLC control system. PLC control system like this, and one control cabinet will control part of machines. You can open or you can switch on or switch off the machine running. Like this, the control room to check the machine operating. Use the PLC control system. Here is an example. In this, use PLC control system to control the cleaning part. You can see the forklift, and then here is the hopper, the dry sieve. And this is PLC control system to control and the grinding part. Like this. Cutting. Here, cut cassava and then transport by the screw. There has 3 sets rasper to control the rotary speed and the input capacity, all can controlled by this. This one, PLC controls the separate fibers step. You can see here are 5 sets, horizontal centrifuge sieve. And here, this is a fine fibers machine, the descending. This one controls the hydrocyclone group. Every side is hydrocyclone. And here, this one controls the drying, flash dryer. You can see from here, like the screw, the input, the capacity, you can control it by the computer. So this is complete and machine details about cassava starch processing. So if you have any question, you can You can leave me message. When I saw your message, I can reply you. Or if you also interested in cassava processing, not only starch, like the gari, the flour, and the chips, you can contact us, and our product manager will recommend a suitable machine for you. Okay, so now let's check the 3D video again. the 3D video about cassava starch processing. Our machine processes fresh cassava tubers to extract inside the starch. So you can see the machines are complete in the industrial scale. For the cassava starch machine capacity, we can do from 2 tons cassava tubers input per hour to the 40 tons cassava tubers input per hour. So the forklift will put cassava tubers to the hopper, the feeding hopper, and then you can see the shaking. There has a shaking, the vibration device, and then the cassava will be transported by the belt conveyor to the first clean, the dry sieve, to remove some impurity or the grass. Next, dry sieve. Next is the paddle washing machine. Water cleaning. So this is the output. The paddles will out cassava. And then the belt conveyor transport to the processing part. First is cutting. Cut cassava to small pieces, like you can see the cutting machine. And like here is the screw, feeding screw. It will input cassava regular and then rasper.
有买家进入直播间了。
Great cassava. After the rasper, the cassava slurry will be collected in a pool. And then squeezed. The pump will squeeze the slurry to the centrifuge sieve to separate fibers. You can see the inside structure. The basket will have the mesh on the basket. Normally, we will design 4 to 5 stage centrifuge sieve. So after the first centrifuge, the fibers will be squeezed to the second, the third, and the fourth continually in order to try best to extract inside the starch. It's also important for the final starch, the yield. And this one, the fine fiber machine, to remove the fine fibers. This one you can match. You can need or you can choose if you need. And after that, this is the descending. Remove the sand because cassava are long and irregular. So this one to ensure the final starch quality. So design. Separate some sand. And after desander, this is hydrocyclone. Hydrocyclone to separate protein and do refining for the starch milk. After the hydrocyclone, you can get high quality starch. This is the tube, the hydrocyclone tube inside the structure. Cassava slurry will input to the middle and then separate protein and starch. This one normally we can design according customers' requirement. So you also can tell us your final starch usage. Some customer will use starch to making paper. or making beers. So you can design according different requirement. The whole machine standing still, and you can see then after the hydrocyclone, here is our short storage tank. Next is remove the moisture. We use the pillar centrifuge to remove the moisture. Input. The out wet starch moisture about 38%, and then next is drying. You can see the hot air or the hot steam or the hot air. Inside the tube there are hot air, and the wet starch and hot air, they do heat exchange in the tube. Then we can get final dry starch. And like here, this design concerned after drying, starch is hot, so we design the cooling system to make the starch temperature down. So the starch collected by the cyclone. And then sieving. After sieving, the final starch can package. And this is the control room. Some customer like the PLC control system we can design, and the customer can check the machine. Working situation on the computer. Like you can see the drying operating. So if you
有买家进入直播间了。
in cassava processing, you can contact us. And if you have any message, you can message me. And when I saw your message, I can reply. For cassava processing, we have cassava garri machine, cassava flour machine, cassava starch machine, chips machine. And for the starch, we can do potato, sweet potato. So if you are interested in cassava or sweet potato or potato starch processing, you can contact us. Our project manager will contact you. You can tell us your capacity and how many tons you can process per day. Our project manager will recommend you suitable machine.
有买家进入直播间了。
If no other problem, so I will finish the live show. So if you are interested in our machine, you can contact us and send inquiry to us. We will contact you as soon as possible. Okay, so bye now. Okay, bye.